Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I am Tabitha Yount. I am the owner of Elegant Homes and Interiors. And when you come on here, tell me hello. I am going to talk about a subject tonight that I think that is really super important. If you're coming on here, tell me hello. And if you watch this on replay, let me know down below. I am talking about a subject that I have not really talked about very much. The last couple of days, I have been out doing lots of consultations with different customers all over the place, and all the way from Kansas City all the way back to Stewartsville. It feels like everywhere. Just lots of consultations, trying to get caught back up. Hello, guys. Thank you guys for coming on here. And I want to talk about how your house affects and your homes, how it affects your moods and how you want to be there and all the things. So come on here and tell me hello this evening. This is super important because as I've done this for so many years, and as people hire me as an interior designer, they come in and they call me and they are like, Tabitha, I want you to come in and look at my house. And so we make an appointment. That's what we do. And sometimes I know them, sometimes I've never met them, sometimes they're brand new people. I have no idea what I'm walking into, right? And hello, Kim, and hello, Peggy. So I walk in and I have no idea. Hello, Sally. And I have no idea what I'm walking into. And I gotta be completely honest, this week has been really busy. I've been playing catch up and doing all the things and stuff like that. Hello, Kelly. So this week, when I walked into one particular house, this lady was, I could tell that she was pretty stressed. She seemed a little stressed out, and I couldn't figure out really why. I'm not going to say her name, but she was kind of going through the house with me. They usually show me the house and show me things that they want. And I finally just asked her, I said, what is so stressful for you? I know that it's stressful to have somebody come through your house and look at all your private areas and things like that. But she said, I just really don't like my house. And that got me. That really struck me. And I've not really had anybody be quite that candid with me before, where they just say they just don't like their house. And I thought, oh, okay. And she said, so I am hoping that you can turn that around for me. And I thought, okay. And then I thought that's pretty amazing for her just to come out and say those words. Hello, Stacy. Good evening. And I thought, okay, let's do this. So we went through it. We talked about her house. We did all the things. Hello, Barry. We started talking about her house and what she could do with her house and do all the things. And I can completely and totally tell you, I've never had this experience quite like this. Just telling her and getting her all excited about the things that we could do, and with the different budgets and things like that she could, do. This is a professional person, mind you. She's a mom, she's a wife, she's a professional, very busy, very smart, all these things. But as the years go by, and as you all know, we just don't take time for that. We just we come in and do the things at night, and we dump and we go, and we dump and we go, and we go to bed and we do all the things. And then before the years go by, our houses are not what we thought they were going to be. Hello, Sandy. And hello, Betty. And so as the years go by, that's kind of what happened to her. She just kind of thought, and then one day she just got home and she said she got in the driveway and didn't want to go in. Can anybody relate? Am I freezing? I hope I'm not freezing up, Kim. So as the days went, she said she just got in the driveway. She didn't want to go into her house. And she said that she said that she was going to call her husband and tell her husband to get the kids that they were going to dinner because she didn't want to go in. And she said, then I knew I needed to call you because I thought, I don't even want to go in my own house. And that is sad. I almost started to cry with her because I thought, oh, that's terrible. I mean, we all get to those points where we sit in our car, we're like, oh, here we go again. Because, it's just a job. But I never want it to be where you can't go in your house because you don't like your house. That's terrible. And that really hit me, and it really struck with me. And I thought about it, and I slept on it, and I thought, I need to talk to more women about this, because I don't think we talk about this. We don't talk about those things. We don't say these things out loud, and we all think it at sometimes, and we all feel it at times where we don't really like our houses, or it's not exactly what we thought it was going to be, or it's not exactly where we want it to be. So how can our house affect our moods? It affects our moods. Once again, if you're a man or a woman, I don't care if you're watching here or not, it affects our moods. It affects us from the moment we wake up, and it affects us from the moment we leave, and it affects us from the moment we pull back into the driveway and until we do it all over again. It affects us, okay? And I can tell you from that point when she was very candid and told me that, and then I started going through her house with her from the entryway in, and I started telling her all the wonderful things that she could do, because she has a lovely, lovely, lovely home, that what she could do, she changed. Her personality changed. She brightened up. She was so excited. She was like, I haven't been this excited in a long time, and this excited to be here. And she started seeing the vision and seeing the hope back in her home. And you know what? It was that in itself was so exciting. I feel that way. Yes, Sandy, you do. And it's okay. It's okay. I can't decorate if I'm like, no talent. It's okay. It's okay. And that's okay to say, because you know what? I can't teach kids. It's okay. I can't change a tire. It's okay. I mean, there's things that we can do. I think God gives us gifts, and then God gives us not so much gifts. But it's okay, because we all can't do the same things, right? So that's what we're here for. So she lit right back up, and she was like, this is amazing. And she said, I can't thank you enough. This in itself was enough just to be able to hear that there's hope and there's help, and that these things can be, I think just saying it out loud was enough for her. Honestly, I really do. I think saying it out loud that, you know, she just didn't want to be at her house because she didn't like it. It was okay to say that out loud. I think that made her feel better about herself. Okay. So then she was like, now what are you going to do to help me get there? And then as we started going through these things and we started kind of talking about these things, she was like, some of these things I can do on my own. And yes, you can immediately. And she was like, this is amazing. I'm going to do some of these. And I could tell she was just starting to get this light bulb moment. And, you know, that is amazing. And over the years, I have to say, being a nurse, I have a nursing degree. I don't really share that a lot. I had a nursing degree prior to this. I knew when I had a nursing degree that interior design was my thing, my calling. And I worked with people then, and I've always loved working with people. I think that's just been my thing. I've always related to people. I can always do that. But I think that my God-given gift was decorating. It's just what I do. And so when I decided to go back to this full time and not do nursing, I had small children and did this, and I could kind of relate to her. I can relate to any woman that needs these kind of issues, because it's a lot of work. And any man, I mean, I can still see that too. Any man. I hate that I'm still freezing up. I'm so sorry. I hope this is better. So the internet's been really wonky today. So I hope that you guys get to watch this on replay. Hello, Sherry. And hello, Norma. Hello, everyone. So as time goes on, I was really, I could see the light was coming back in her. She was so excited. And I was telling her different things that she could do to make her house better, and that she could fall back in love with her home again. And I could tell that it was just what she needed to hear. And she actually texted me today and said, thank you so much for that. I needed that. This is exactly what I needed, and you were the hope that I was looking for. So we're going to do some things to her house, but I want to be able to give you guys some hope too. Okay. I want to give you 5 things that you can do this year to get yours some hope. Okay. So if you're feeling anything like this, like any time of this, you're not alone. This is a lot of time. I mean, 15 years plus. Honestly, I've been doing decorating people's homes when I was in nursing school. Okay. I've been doing this for so many years. And hello, Sherry. And so as I have done this for so many years, I give people so many ideas and all the things. And I can honestly tell you that with all my heart, I feel that it's just as much serving people as it was with nursing. It was just as serving people in a different way. I think our homes are something that is a sanctuary to us. It's something that should be something that makes us feel happy and joyful, and makes us feel secure, and it should make us feel all those things. And if it doesn't, then we need to change that. Okay, we need to change that. It's all these things that make me feel like when I leave people's homes, it's amazing. There's times that I have actually done people's homes and they say, I never walked in that room ever, not one time. And then when I actually decorated it, I'd go in there and decorate it. And they're like, we love that room. That's the room that we go into now every day. So this is so worth it, okay? Do yourself a favor, and whatever it is that you need to do to make yourself love your home, do it, okay? This might be the year for you. Maybe this is the goal for you, okay? Hello, Tracy. Hello, Elsie. How are you? And so I'm going to give you 5 things that you can start the year off to make your home better, okay? Because I want you to feel the same way. This is what I'm here for. I'm here for it, okay? I'm going to be here with you, and I'm cheering you on. The first thing, which we've talked about, and I talk about this every single year, and I told her the same way as I was walking through her home, we all have to declutter our houses. I do it every single night. Everybody has to do it. We all have things in our home that we have to declutter every day, weekly, daily, monthly, yearly. We have to do this, okay? These things clutter our minds, clutter our hearts, and all the things. We don't have to have these things. We don't. And when you think you have to have these things, you don't. You don't. Okay? If it doesn't bring you happiness, doesn't bring you joy, doesn't bring you peace, get rid of it. I'm giving you permission to get rid of it, okay? There's no reason for you to hold on to them. It doesn't bring you happiness. This is your home. This is the thing that's supposed to bring you happiness and peace and calm and all the things. If it doesn't do that, get rid of it. Donate it. Trash it if it's not worth anything. Sell it. Do whatever you got to do. Give it to somebody. I don't know why my phone. There we go. Sorry, guys. Whatever you have to do that for yourself, because it's so, so worth it, okay? Another thing is declutter in your house. I want you to take this minute, and it's called the 8-minute rule. Have you ever heard of that? Has anybody ever heard of the 8-minute rule? It's a brilliant rule. I learned this years ago. It's called an 8-minute rule, and I want every single one of us to practice this. And I have done this for many, many years. People will come over to my house and they'll say, how do you run a business? How do you have 3 kids? And how do you do this? First off, my husband does help. Jason does help. Ask him. You got to ask him. He'll say, I do it all. He doesn't. But he is really good about picking up after himself and doing all those things. So that does help. The girls do that too. But that's a learned thing too. But we'll get into that later. But the biggest thing is the 8-minute rule. I don't know. Has anybody ever heard of that? Nobody? Okay. The 8-minute rule is, and I learned this years ago from a lady that I worked from. She said, do you practice the 8-minute rule? And I said, no, I don't know what that is. She said, it's called the 8-minute rule. Every night after dinner, and I watch a little TV, it's called the free time or whatever. When it's time for bed, I set a timer for 8 minutes. And I said, And she said, in that 8 minutes, everybody in the house has to do something. They have to get everything picked up. And I thought, really? And she said, yes, we don't ever leave anything out. We pick up the living room that we were sitting in. We pick up everything so that the next morning, everything is super fresh and super clean. And it makes us all start our day off nice and fresh. Isn't that brilliant? I think it's so brilliant. I said, amazing. So that was like when Jason and I first got married, she taught me that. She's called it the 8-minute rule. So I started practicing that many, many years ago. I never leave dishes out. I never do that. I don't want to start my day off that way. I want to start it off with a clean slate. So I always do the dishes. I always clean up the living room. And when I say that, I don't dust it and all those kind of things. I just pick it up. I just tidy it up. I fluff the pillows. I make sure that everything's done and ready. And then we start the day. And I want you to do the same thing. Give yourself the 8-minute rule and see how it goes, okay? If you guys can do that, I think that it will be life-changing for you, okay? It really is a wonderful practice to really get into. It basically just gives you 8 minutes of just picking up and cleaning up after yourself. So decluttering your house, picking up after yourself is such a great, great rule, okay? That's the number one thing I want you to start practicing is the 8-minute rule. It will be life-changing. And they say that a woman that walks in her house and it's, stress-free, it makes those hormone cortisol go way down. It makes those stress levels go way down. And believe me, in this world, we need that, right, ladies? Okay, so practice the 8-minute rule. That's number 2. Let's go with number 2. I want you to set up a place that you can have a conversation. Okay? I have seen more times than none. I go into people's homes all the time. I go into lots of homes, people. And I'm here to tell you, it's so funny how many times I go into the living room and there's no conversation. All interior designers do, and I think this is so important. If I didn't have a place to go in my home to sit down and have a conversation with Jason, or have a conversation with the girls, or have a conversation with anybody that's coming to my home, that would be a problem. So when you're setting up your living room, I think it is so important when you're setting it up to have a conversation, okay? Have you ever went into a lobby in your doctor's offices or anywhere else in the world, and you notice that it's all kind of in a little grouping? They have a grouping, okay? They're gonna set that up where, of course you're gonna watch TV in there. I want you to be able to focus that. That's a focal point, and we kind of talk a little bit more about this stuff in the Elegant community and things like that, but the main focus is that you can sit in that room and everybody in that room can have a conversation. I think that is so important. I think that is so important for a family. That's so important for you as a woman to be able to walk into a room and have a conversation. If you don't have that and something is going wrong with that living room or something is just not feeling like it's jiving, I went into 2 living rooms this week, two houses. This is 2 particular houses. I went into a lot more than 2 houses, but 2 of the houses that I went into was just, they could not get the living room right, okay? It's just like they just couldn't get it right. They're like, Tabitha, this is just not working for me. I'm like, well, let's move some stuff around. They're like, right now? And I'm like, let's do it. There's nothing better than to do it right now. Let's get this stuff moving. If you start moving it around and you start making a conversation, you've got to have it in a grouping where you can watch the TV, watch the fireplace, if you have a fireplace, and you set that around where you can have a conversation with every single person in that room, you've done it right, okay? So I want you to go home, or if you're at home right now, wherever you're watching me, I want you to go into your main living room where you sit every single day, or if you have 2, go do that at both of them and see if you can have a conversation with every single person that is sitting in that room, okay? If you can't, you need to make it where you can, because that is bad design. And it's not on you. There's tons of people that do it. When I left both those houses, they could have a conversation in their house. And they were like, oh my gosh, I had no idea this is what it is. And every design in every house is made for that conversation. So when that architect is sitting there architecting, making your house, he has made that for a conversation. So you should be able to set that up. If you can't, this is where you need to get professional help, which is someone like me. You don't like me, you don't like the way I look, you don't like my design, get some professional help, okay? That means anybody. If it's not me, someone else, okay? But you have got to have that. That's number 2. Make sure you have a good conversation, a setting area in your home. I think that's very important. You didn't know what the 8-minute rule was. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's an 8-minute rule. Number 3. Number 3 is a big one. I talk about this all the time. In my Elegant community, we talked about it last week. We're talking about it all month long, is paint. Paint, 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 paint. The paint color in your house will make a huge difference in your mood, the way it affects you, the way it affects your kids, the way it affects your husband, the way it affects your everything, just everything. The paint color in your house is so, so important. And why I say that is because this. Haven't you ever went into, let's say, a restaurant? And let's say a fancy restaurant, and you go in there and it's got the pretty colors in there, the light is dimmed, they've got the candles burning and all the things. That's setting a mood, that's setting that color, that's setting that tone. They hospitals, restaurants, places that you go shop at. Don't think that they haven't had a designer come in there and say, what colors do I put in this to bring in people, to affect them, have their mood be affected. They do. They pay very good money for people like that. In fact, was it last year or the year before? I have been in several small commercial places and they say, I don't know what is wrong, but I don't like the colors. Color affects people. Hello, Dorcas, how are you? Good evening. It affects people's moods. The colors of your walls affect your mood. It can either make you really energetic and it can give you all this energy. Have you ever walked into people's houses and they have all these windows everywhere and it's just like, oh my goodness, this is so pretty and it's so light and it's so airy and you just have all this energy. You know, how you kind of just gives you energy? Or have you ever went into those houses and they're kind of real kind of dark and kind of gloomy and dark and not, sometimes that's great. If you're in a bedroom, that's kind of what you want it. You kind of want it to be a little lighter and a little more romantic and a little bit dimmer because that's where you're going to go to sleep. That's the mood. You're wanting to set the mood. So your colors in your home make a huge difference. So when I'm going in and I'm telling you, okay, that's a little too dark, or you need to go a little darker, a little richer there. I love to go with color in dining rooms, and there's a reason. I was just telling that to my elegant community, why you should go with color in those areas. You're setting a mood, okay? Those are the reasons why color is so, so important. It affects people and their mental. It really does. It affects how you feel. It affects kids' rooms. Oh my goodness. It totally affects kids' rooms. So if you're a person that struggles with, you know, seasonal depression, you might need to go with lighter colors in your home. You might need to go with things that make you feel brighter and airier and let that light in. You might not need to have a lot of heavy drapery and things like that. So light really affects that. So make sure, number 3, your paint colors really affect who you are. Hello, Joyce. How are you? So I want to make sure that those are the things that you're really working on. Okay. That's really, really, truly important. Okay. Number 4, dun, 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 dun. Start with one room. I say this all the time. This is like everybody's like, I want to do the whole house, especially when I get there. They really want to do the whole house, and I can do the whole house. Trust me, I can do it. It'll cost you, but we can do the whole entire house. But for you that is doing it individually, if you don't get professional help, or if you do, you know, kind of get some help, try to start with one room. Start with one room. It will help you stay focused. It'll help you feel better. And one of the reasons I love to start with one room, even with my own clients that are doing it one-on-one, is because once you get one room done, it's life-changing. It's addicting. It's like, hallelujah. I mean, it is really like that. When people actually get one space that they love in their house, it's life-changing. They come home, they can go in there and they feel like, finally, we've achieved what we wanted to achieve. Does that make sense? I hope this is making sense to all of you. So start with one room. Start with the one room. Put pretty things in it, okay? I don't want you just to declutter it, make conversations, do those kind of things. When you're starting that one room, I do want you to declutter it. I do want to make sure that you're having, if you start with your living room, I do want you to put pretty, conversations going on, but I want you to put pretty things in it. You deserve it. You deserve it. And I'll tell you the difference. You can have a clean home, but putting pretty things in it will make you gravitate towards that room. It really will. There's a difference. There's a difference. It's just something about putting the pretty things in your home, things that make you find joy in, things that you find happiness. It makes you want to be at home. I'm going to say that again. It'll make you want to be at home. You know, it's so funny. The people that tell me all the time, Tabitha, I want to just go to dinner. I don't even want to be at home. I'm tired of being at home. I'm tired of going there. I don't want to go home. I'd rather go to dinner. I'd rather go out here. I'm telling you, my family would rather be at home every time. I think I've made it way too pretty for it because they're like, we're going to have a party at our house. We're going to stay at home and eat, Mom. We're going to do this. I'm like, let's go to dinner. They're like, no, let's go get it and bring it home. Which I love being at home. Home is my sanctuary. Home is my place to unwind, to do all those things, to rejuvenate myself, all those things. And it should be for you as well. Um, I'm not even talking about what your bedroom should be. And, you know, I think that's the number one thing that people really do not work on. But that's a whole nother life. So number 4, make sure that you start with one room and you put some pretty things in it, because you will gravitate towards that. And it can be small things, guys. I hear this all the time. I can't afford, Tabitha, to go out and do all these things. I understand that. We all have a budget. I don't care if it's a $200 budget, if it's a $20 budget, or it's a $2 million budget. We all have budgets. You can find something in your budget that makes you feel good about your house. Okay? I'm going to say that again. You can find something in your budget that makes you feel good about your house. If you can't, go to Elegant Boutique right now, and go over there. There is things for $10 in there that are super darling, and I show you how to use them. So you should do that, okay? And that will make you feel so good about your house. It just makes you feel good. So go do these things, okay, guys? That's number 4. Number 5. This is the last one. Number 5. I hear this over and over and over and over and over. I can't afford an interior designer to come to my house to tell me what to do. I can't afford for you. I'd love, 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 love to win the lotto, and I'd love for you to be able to come to my house, Tabitha. I'd love for you. And, you know, as soon as I get in there, you know, I've done this for so many years. I've been to so many houses. I honestly have. I can completely tell you exactly what to do with your house and how you can rearrange furniture and how you can take things. I get it. I get that you can't afford that. And I understand that. I completely understand that. At one point in my own life, I couldn't afford myself. But you can afford $17 a month. You can afford to be in the Elegant community. And that is why I made that. This is exactly the reason why I made the Elegant community online. It is. It's because I knew that there was people out there that needed this help, needs this one-on-one, needs this service. And I knew that it needed to be affordable. Now, I know that I charge more than $17 an hour. I know I do. You probably don't want to know how much I charge an hour. But it's more than $17. It's $17 a month. And I give great advice. I give help. I do all the things that I possibly can for $17 a month. It is, Peggy. And I'm here to tell you, it is so, so worth it. Now I'm going to say that again, because I'm not trying to sell you on this, but if you're a person that loves and wants your home to be what a designer, if you look through Pinterest, you look through, you know, anything, and you feel that way, get some help. If it's not my, community, it's not. There's other ones. I'm sure that there's other ones out there. Get in a group that can really support you, that can really get into your styles and different helps and things like that. It is truly worth it, ladies and gentlemen, because I know there's some men out here. I'm not kidding you. I get. It's funny. I got to tell you this story. One day, when I had my shop, I had a shop one time, and a gentleman came in and he hired me. And he was really weird and kind of reluctant to hire me, but he said, I'm just going to do it. My wife is just going to be so mad that I'd hired you. And I thought, oh no, I don't do this. If the women don't want me coming to their house, I don't really want to come to their house. It ended up being a wonderful relationship. She was thrilled that I was there, which, you never know that, but and it was so funny because men typically do not want me to come to their homes. It's weird. I don't know. They're more kind of private, but I could really write a book on all this. I was just telling a lady that yesterday, but it's really funny how men typically don't want me there. But once I'm there, the women just like, go, do it, girl. You do your thing. You make my house pretty. And the men are like, what is she doing in there? What is she going to do in there? I just kind of want to know what she's doing in there. So I work more with the men than I do with the women in the end, because they're more kind of like, oh, what is she doing in there? Is she going to go in our bedroom? And what is she doing in there? It's so funny. So I just say, men and women, if you have any reluctancy to get an interior designer, or you just don't have it in your means, get in the Elegant community. Get in a community. Get in a group that can support you. When you're in these communities, especially my community, I know that mine particularly, I don't know how they're all ran, but I know mine particularly, you can ask me any question. You can take a picture, you upload it and put it in there, and you ask me my question. You'll say, hey, Tabitha, what do I do here? What colors do I go with? What bedding do I go with? You can ask me anything. And I may not get back to you immediately, but by the end of the night, I promise you I can get back with you. And I will give you the best advice that I can. And I give out advice all week, all different types. Every week there's some video advice or something that we do. And it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So my number 5 is, if you don't have help, get it. There's all kinds of help. That is why I did the Elegant Community, is because I know that there is some of you that is not in your means to be able to have an interior designer come to your home, but this is the easiest and this is the best way for you to be able to have that to you, okay? So I hope that this video was so helpful to you guys, because I know when I left there from this all kind of stemmed back to my visit with the lady that I went to her home. And if she's watching, I love you. God bless you. We're going to get your house, girl. We're going to get it done, and we're going to make you fall in love with your house again. And I know without fail that I can do that. I know that if I had 17 of me, I could do that to every single one of you, or 27 of you, or however many, 3,000, 30,000. If I had that many people of me, I could do it to each one of your home. But I don't. So, you know, there's help, there's places out there that we can get you help and get you in there and loving your home again, because this is what it's all about. And when I post these things, I hope that gives you and inspires you to want to live a better life in your home and love your home and do all those things. And it is amazing when you finally get there and you achieve that. It's amazing. It's just life-changing. So I try to really inspire you and do all those things, like, you know, Jason and I flipping the homes and doing all the different things. And I hate that word. I don't like flipping. It's not really what I really like to say, because we like remodeling. I think that's better. But having affordable homes for people is amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. And the people that have bought our homes, they still come back and say they love them. So that is so worth it to me. That is just the art of living well. And I hope that every single one of you have that. And I hope you get inspired to do that. So this is what this video is. And this is what we're going to do more of this year. And I hope that this is helpful to you. Okay, guys, if this was helpful to you, share this with on your post. Share this with your friend. Share this with your mom. Share this with all your friends. And we'll have more of these coming. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here with me. If you're on the fence, it's so worth being in the Elegant Community. Yes, it is, Joyce. It really is. But more than anything, please get the help. Do some of these things. Do the 8-minute rule. It is the 8-minute. It is so worth it. It'll be life-changing. Just little things. The little things change and make big differences. Okay, guys, you guys have a wonderful evening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.